And go to Chicago, a place we've won a number of times, beat them.
And go to Chicago, a place we've won a number of times, beat them. And go to Chicago, a place we've won a number of times, beat them.
Game day. Bears-Packers tonight, Thursday night football, opening kickoff for the NFL. It is a huge game. We're going to break things down for you right away. We got a couple roster breakdowns for you. Let's talk about Green Bay and their strengths. Definitely their offense. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Davante Adams. Three big pieces to their offense. Aaron Rodgers was coming off a low season last year, one of his worst career seasons, but head coach Matt LaFleur is in there now to help things out. I really think that he'll benefit from it. Aaron Jones is a big piece of that as well. Aaron Jones led this league last year in yards per attempt, and he didn't run the ball that much. Matt LaFleur comes in after around 350 attempts in Tennessee. Expect a lot more out of Aaron Jones. Davante Adams is another big piece of the Green Bay offense. He had a big career season last year, making a big statement for himself. Now he's one of the top receivers in the NFL. The Bears defense really needs to take him out of the game tomorrow. Now let's talk about some of Green Bay's weaknesses. Inside linebacker depth. Outside of Blake Martinez, there's still many questions in the air. Burks is a solid linebacker, but I think he's still a ways away. The recent trade for B.J. Goodson should mend some of their issues, and also their cornerback depth. Jair Alexander has so much potential. But can Kevin King stay healthy? Out of 2 seasons, he's only played 15 games. And can Josh Jackson step up to the test this year? Let's talk about some of Green Bay's improvements. Their pass rush, 100%. Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith were 2 big free agent signings for them in the offseason. And they also went out and spent their first-round pick on Rashawn Gary. Anything is an upgrade from who led their team in sacks last year, Kyler Fackrell. And they upgraded the safety position big time. The Packers signed Adrian Amos and drafted Darnell Savage in the first round, getting a complete overhaul at the safety position. Now let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Some of their strengths, no question, their defense. They had the league's best defense all last year. They led the league in interceptions, rushing yards per game, and rushing touchdowns also along with points per game. Least amount in all of those categories besides interceptions at the most. They're also top 3 in sacks and total yards per game. Buster Skrine and Clinton Dix should blend in decently with the new mix after losses of Adrian Amos and Bryce Callahan. Also, the loss of Vic Fangio is huge, but I think we'll be just all right with blitz-heavy defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano. Now let's talk about some of their weaknesses. Definitely tight end position. Trey Burton had a career year in Chicago last season, but his offseason injuries leave us with so many questions. Can he stay healthy for this upcoming season? Adam Shaheen seemed also with so much potential in the 2017 draft, but also cannot stay healthy. Outside of those two, Ben Broniker and former offensive tackle Bradley Soul cannot help this offense without those 2 guys. They need to stay healthy, otherwise the Bears are really screwed at the tight end position. Let's talk about some improvements on the Bears. Skill depth for sure. The Bears improved heavily in the offseason at the skill position, giving Trubisky the much needed help this season. Signed Swiss Army knife Cordero Patterson and scrappy running back from Seattle, Mike Davis. They also drafted running back David Montgomery in the 3rd round, who will fit very well in Nagy's offense and has major potential. Also got a 4th round steal, in my opinion, Riley Ridley, said to be the best route runner in the entire draft. Now let's talk about the history between this matchup. These teams have a combined 22 NFL championships, 13 Green Bay, 9 in Chicago. They also have a combined 65 Hall of Famers, 34 Chicago, 31 Green Bay. In 198 total matchups, Green Bay has the series lead, 97-95 with 6 ties. Rodgers versus the Bears has done statistically very well. He's 16-5 versus Chicago, 45 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Trubisky versus the Packers is 1-2. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Let's talk about tonight's injury report. Trey Burton is a game-time decision with a growing injury. Jimmy Graham and Kevin King are supposed to be going tonight. Should be a good one. Now I'm going to give you my keys to the game and how we're going to beat Green Bay tonight. We have to control the Packers' run game. Aaron Jones' 5.5 yards per attempt and Matt LaFleur's 370 rushing attempts in Tennessee will mix good together. I think that they're going to have a really good season. But we have a very, very strong run defense, and I want that to continue tonight. We need to control Aaron Jones. Also, we need to control time of possession. The less time that Aaron Rodgers has the ball in his hands, the better. We need to have lengthy drives, but these drives can't finish with 3 points. They need to finish with 6. That brings me to my next key to the game. 6 points to win. No more field goals. We have to be a team that can finish, and the playoff game was a perfect example last year. 3 times we went to the red zone, and we walked out with 3 field goals. If 2 of those are touchdowns instead of field goals, we're not even worried about a double doink. We need to score touchdowns. We can't sit around. We will lose that game. And you cannot let up this year. Remember what happened last year when the Bears were up 20-0? Aaron Rodgers happened. If you have a lead, you step on the gas pedal and you go. You stomp on their throats and you put them out early. Don't let up at all and bear the F down, Chicago. Let's go. Get hyped up. Beat the Packers tonight. Rivalry game. NFL kickoff 2019. The season is here. Let's get going. Bear down.